Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about how to multiply polynomials. Okay, we're going to do 3 examples of different types of multiplication. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Now at the very end I will be getting to one that's more complex, one from the homework assignment. Okay, so if you're struggling with a 3 by 3 kind of problem, skip to the very end or wait till the end and we can talk about it in the last problem. So here we have what we call a 2 by 3. Why? Because we have 2 terms multiplied by 3 terms. We have a binomial multiplied by a trinomial. Okay? So we're going to create a box so we can use box method. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create 2 rows and 3 columns so that I can have my terms separately. X and positive 3, and in the other one I have a 2x squared, positive 4x, and a negative 2. The purpose of box method is to help you multiply all of the terms together and then combine them and adding them and subtracting with like terms. So let's start multiplying. In this first box I have x times 2x squared. Technically this is a 1x, right? So when you're multiplying, you're really multiplying these coefficients. You're multiplying 1 times 2, that gives you 2. Then you're multiplying x times x squared. Technically, this x is to the 1 power. Whenever you multiply variables, you want to add the exponents. So this becomes 1 plus 2, and it turns to 2x cubed. That's basically the rule of multiplying variables. That's what you deal with in Algebra 1. You add the exponents. Okay, so for the next term, we have 1x times 4x, and that should give you 4x squared, because we have 1x here and 1x is an exponent. 1 plus 1 is 2. And then in this last one we have 1x times negative 2, and that's just negative 2x. We're going to do a very similar thing for the row on the bottom. We're going to keep multiplying. So we have 3 times 2x squared. 3 times 2 is 6, and then the x squared tags along. Then we have 3 times 4x, and that gives us 12x. And then lastly, 3 times negative 2 gives you negative 6. Once you fill out your box, you want to combine like terms. Okay, you want to add, like in the previous video I did addition and subtraction. You want to do adding and subtracting to this part, the like terms. Since there's only 1x cubed, we're going to leave that as is, 2x cubed. Notice how diagonally we have like terms here as well. We have a 6x squared and a 4x squared. So if we add them, we have 6 and 4 gives you 10x squared. If you don't know how you add like terms, remember to check my previous video, adding and subtracting polynomials. The next term here is we have a 12x and a negative 2x. 12 and negative 2 gives you positive 10. And then lastly, negative 6. You can't combine it with anything else, so we just tag it along. And that's pretty much it, guys, right? When you're multiplying, you want to make sure you use box method so you can multiply all of the terms together. Once you find the product of all of the terms, you're going to combine like terms and simplify it to as much as possible. Let's give another one a try. I recommend that you press pause now and you try this one yourself, and then press play to see if we get to the same solution. So this is a 2 by 3 because there's 2 terms and 3 terms. So I'm going to create 2 rows and 3 columns so I can create my box. So I have a 2x minus 1, then I have a positive x cubed, positive 3x squared, and negative 4x. And I'm multiplying, right? So in the first box I have 2x to the 4th, because I'm doing x to the first power plus 3. 3 plus 1 is to the 4th. Here we have 2x times 3x squared, so I get 6x cubed, right? X to the first power and x squared, add them up, 1 plus 2 is 3. And then lastly, negative 4 times 2 is negative 8, and the x times the x gives you the x squared. In the row below, we have negative 1 times this. So the only thing that changes is the sign. we have negative 1x cubed. And then we multiply the negative 1 times 3, so that gives us negative 3x cubed, negative 3x squared. And then lastly, negative times a negative turns it into a positive 4x. And now that we've multiplied everything, we can add them and subtract them by combining like terms. The 2x to the 4th, there's nothing like it, so we leave it alone. The x cubes are here diagonally to each other. We have a negative 1, right? Negative 1x cubed and 6x cubed. Negative 1 plus 6 is positive 5. X cubed. The x squares are next to each other as well. Negative 3 and negative 8 gives you negative 11x squared. And then lastly, the 4x is positive, so we do plus 4x. And since they can't combine with anything, we just tag it along. Notice how everything's in descending order from greatest to least, and there's only one term of each, which means we can actually combine like terms. So let's step it up a little bit, and let's do a 3x3 from the homework assignment. Okay? Here we have a 3x3 because there's 3 terms multiplying by 3 terms. So your box is going to be a pretty big box. I have 3 rows and 3 columns. And in my first one I have x squared, positive 2x, negative 3. The other equation is negative 3x squared, negative x, and positive 2. And now we just got to multiply like crazy, right? Fill in every box to multiply and use the rules. X squared times negative 3x squared is negative 3x to the 4th. X squared times negative x is negative x cubed. X squared times 2 is 2x squared. We go to the next row. 2x times negative 3x squared is going to turn to negative 6x cubed. 2x times negative x gives you negative 2x squared. 2x times 2 is 4x. And then in our last row, negative 3 times negative 3x squared is positive 9x squared. Negative 3 times negative x changes to positive 3x. And negative 3 times 2 changes to negative 6. You just have to be very careful when you're multiplying negative times a negative, negative times a negative, when the signs are switched. And now we combine like terms, which usually will be the diagonals. Okay, this should be a 2 right here. So there's only one x to the 4th. I write it down here, negative 3x to the 4th. When I combine these, x cubed, I have a negative 6 and a negative 1. So that gives you negative 7x cubed. And then I look at the x squares. When you add these, you get 9 minus 2 plus 2. So technically, these are going to cancel each other out, right? Negative 2 and 2 cancel each other out, leaving you with positive 9x squared. If that confused you on how these cancel out, then just add them up. Do 9 minus 2 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. And you're back where you started. And then we're left with the x's. 3x and 4x gives you positive 7x. And then lastly, the number without the variable, negative 6. So a 3x3 is really just another step because we have to do more multiplication and more combining like terms. But it's the same process. Your box is just bigger and you have more terms to worry about. And that's pretty much it, guys. Right? No matter if you're multiplying a 1x3, a 2x3, 3x3, 4x4, no matter what it looks like, you're multiplying to fill in your box and then you're combining like terms, which is most of the time, like 99% of the time, the diagonals. I hope this helps. Please make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, we'll calculate later. See you guys.